Okay, so my name is Morgan Malm. I'm currently a PhD student in the food science department at Purdue University. And today I was invited to talk about the Indiana Soybean Alliance's program that they sponsor every single year on Purdue University's campus. And we call this the Student Innovation, Soybean Innovation Competition. And just this past year, my team and I won first place for our biodegradable soy-based drinking straw. And so today I just want to tell you a little bit about how we came together as a team, the program itself really, what that entails, and major challenges we faced, and the experience and how the experience has had a lasting impact on us. So first, just a little bit about the competition. So like I said, they do this every year. And it's kind of a 6-month-long program, and students group up as teams, and they come forward with and put their idea in. And then they have 6 months to do their market analysis, their patent search, as well as develop the technology and develop their prototypes for that technology. So my teammates, Ruth and Natalie, who aren't here today, they were roommates last year during their senior year of undergrad. And they knew they wanted to submit an idea for this competition because who doesn't love a chance to win $20,000, especially when you're a college student? So when they were walking home from class one day on campus, they passed a trash can that was full of plastic cups and plastic straws. And that's kind of when it clicked in their mind, especially with everything that's on the media. I think we had 2 other speakers talk about biodegradable straws today even. So that's just when it really came to them that, oh, we should make a biodegradable soybean-based drinking straw. But Ruth is an electrical engineer, and Natalie was a marketing student, so they weren't really sure how to actually develop this technology. And that's when they found my professor and I online. Some of the research we do in our lab is on corn proteins and making biodegradable food packaging out of these. So we went ahead and we met with them, and they were really enthusiastic and excited and wanted to, figure out how we can produce this item. And they got us really enthusiastic and excited about it as well. So from then on, I became a member of their team, and we went forward to develop this technology. So the technology itself, we kind of broke up into 2 different phases. The first phase being, how do we start with a soybean and make a plastic-like material? And this took a couple months of optimization, but what we found that really worked for us was also starting with the soy protein isolate and kind of breaking this down a little bit so it was more soluble in water. And we also had a plasticizing agent that was soybean-based from soybeans as well. And what we were left with, of course, after a couple of months of optimization, was a really flexible packaging-like material. And we were able to mold this into the straw shape. But because this protein is water-soluble, and most beverages we drink are majority water, that was obviously the second challenge we had to face. And this was the most stressful as well. So we had to look into different types of coatings, and we tried a lot of different combinations. It was really stressful. I think we made it down to like 2 weeks before we had to submit our prototype. But we found something that is already being used in the food industry, especially by like the candies and confectionery part of the industry. And we found that with a coating like this, we were able to have the straw, or the soy straw, that's what we named it, or to have the straw work like the way we wanted it to. So some of you may know that paper straws aren't that great. I think you said someone had complaints at their business because the paper straws don't last long enough. You might be able to get 10 minutes out of them. But what we found with our straws was that they could last over an hour in cold water and hot coffee, and even longer in beverages such as sodas. So we felt that this was a really good compromise of properties because it's lasting longer than the paper straw, but not nearly as long as the synthetic polymer drinking straws. So fast forwarding to our awards night, where we got a ton of positive feedback, and not to mention $20,000. So it was kind of after, the hype of the competition settled down that I was really able to take a look back and see what a great opportunity this was for us as students. Because one of the most surprising things to me was, so I've been on Purdue University since I was a freshman in my undergraduate, so since 2012, 7 years now, and it wasn't until the end of this competition that I had realized like the world of entrepreneurs around me and the startup companies and the research that's going on, and the people who's doing this research are my classmates and my professors, and it took this competition for me to actually realize that. Also, besides, opportunities like this one today, I've also, after the competition, taking a step back, just seeing how going through that product development, the development of the technology, like that was a really great experience because you just start with an idea and you have to figure out, your problem solving every day to see how you can conquer those challenges. And it was really rewarding because every prototype iteration we did, we were getting closer and closer to what we had visioned for our product. And I also really enjoyed, as a food scientist, being able to use my undergrad education to think through things such as product safety, shelf life, packaging, all things that we have to control for on the bench so that the product, when it's at the market, doesn't fail. So all in all, this competition that is sponsored by the Indiana Soybean Alliance and is offered to any Purdue student every single year has been an amazing experience for me, as well as the other students. And thank you, everyone, for your attention today and giving me this opportunity to speak.
Well, so did Purdue patent this?
Yeah, so the Office of Technology, kind of the conversation that we had was, let's finalize this technology. So they filed a provisional patent on it, especially because they've gotten a lot of interest from other companies wanting to license it. So that's kind of where we are now.
So what do you need to move this as quickly as possible to the next step, like the McDonald's or Starbucks or whatever?
So what we need to do is, obviously, we can't make these by hand anymore, and I don't think the roll-to-roll manufacturing is going to be the way to continue making it. I think we need to go to another form of processing like extrusion. So it would be, the thing that would need to be fixed, essentially, is optimizing this for extrusion. That way we can mass produce it.
Okay, well, submit a project at the next funding cycle, and we'll see if we can't help you out.
And what's your name? But really. I didn't, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Hey, Morgan, it's Kate Lewis with BioPreferred. We had a chance to talk a little bit this morning. Great work.
Oh,
so inspirational, really smart, given cultural backlash against plastics right now. I think you and your team are sitting on the cusp of a really timely innovation. To Karen's point about offering assistance or help, it would be really good to know. It sounds like you're starting to get in a little bit more to the weeds of what's next. But our program has an opportunity in a couple weeks to share some light with some very key target audiences about innovative bioplastics.
Okay.
And it would be a really great opportunity to highlight this development and this new invention broadly within the bioplastics supply chain to get you and the team and the university along the next step.
Yeah.
So just a quick question.
Yes.
The materials that you ended up using
Right.
to create the straw, do you have any thoughts on cost and what that might look like?
Right. So we did have to do a cost analysis as a part of this competition, and plastic straws cost about 0.005 cents, and paper straws cost about 0.03 cents. And right now, our prototype made by hand is about 0.06 cents. So we thought that maybe we could be pretty competitive with a paper straw, once it was mass produced and could scale up.
Now you see why she won. So thank you so much, Morgan.
Thank you.
And you're going to be with us, you and the team from Indiana. So if others have additional feedback to give, we were really pleased a couple years ago that the student presentation resulted in one of the companies in the room starting to have further conversations about what it would take to commercialize that product. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.